Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we're on day 171. I am really glad you're here today. Welcome to the channel. We are going to be reading out of Deuteronomy chapter 32, but we're only reading verses 1 through 22 today. And then Isaiah chapter 56, and then 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and we'll close out the day with Psalm chapter 97, but only verses 8 through 12. And let me tell you, the reason you picked a really great day to pop in is because 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is known as the love chapter. And it is basically the binding of my entire message. So I'm constantly saying Jesus is the new covenant, and his most important commandments were to love God with all your heart and to love people. And there is the question out there, what do you mean love? What is love? And we are going to answer that question today. So let's get started with Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 1 through 22. Now, this is, chapter 32 is a song that God asked Moses to write to the children of Israel to remind them of, their behavior. So unfortunately, the format's asking that we break it up. We're just going to be reading verses 1 through 22 today. So here we go. Give ear, you heavens, and I will speak. Let the earth hear the words of my mouth. My doctrine will drop as the rain. My speech will condense as the dew, as the misty rain on the tender grass, as the showers on the herb. For I will proclaim Yahweh's name. Ascribe greatness to our God, the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are just. A God of faithfulness who does no wrong, just and right is he. They have dealt corruptly with him. They are not his children because of their defect. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Is this the way you repay Yahweh, foolish and unwise people? Isn't he your father who has bought you? He has made you and established you. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you, your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the children of men, he set the bounds of the peoples according to the number of the children of Israel. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, in the waste, howling wilderness. He surrounded him. He cared for him. He kept him as the apple of his eye, as an eagle that stirs up her nest, that flutters over her young. He spread abroad his wings, and he took them. He bore them on his feathers. Yahweh alone led him. There was no foreign god with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, and he ate the increase of the field. He caused him to suck honey out of the rock, oil out of the flinty rock, butter from the herd, and milk from the flock, with fat of lambs, rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the finest of wheat. From the blood of the grape you drank wine. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You have grown fat. You have grown thick. You have become sleek. Then he abandoned God who made him and rejected the rock of his salvation. They moved him to jealousy with strange gods. They provoked him to anger with abominations. They sacrificed to demons, not God, to gods that they didn't know, to new gods that came up recently, which your fathers didn't dread. Of the rock who became your father, you are unmindful, and a forgotten God who gave you birth. Yahweh saw and abhorred because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. He said, I will hide my face from them, and I will see what their end will be. For they are a very perverse generation, children in whom is no faithfulness. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those who are not a people, and I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger that burns to the lowest Sheol, devours the earth with its increase, and sets the foundations of the mountains on fire. Poor Yahweh. All right, Isaiah chapter 56. We will finish the song tomorrow. Yahweh says, maintain justice and do what is right. For my salvation is near, and my righteousness will soon be revealed. Blessed is the man who does this, and the Son of Man who holds it fast, who keeps the Sabbath without profaning it, and keeps his hand from doing any evil. Let no foreigner who has joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh will surely separate me from his people. Do not let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For Yahweh says, to the eunuchs who keep my Sabbaths, choose the things that please me, and hold fast to my covenant. I will give them in my house and within my walls a memorial, and a name better than of the sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that will not be cut off. Also, the foreigners who join themselves to Yahweh to serve him, and to love Yahweh's name to be his servants, everyone who keeps the Sabbath from profaning it, and holds fast my covenant, I will bring these to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices will be accepted on my altar, for my house will be called a house of prayer for all peoples. The Lord Yahweh, who gathers the outcasts of Israel, says, I will yet gather others to him, in addition to his own who are gathered. All you animals of the field, come to devour all you animals in the forest. His watchmen are blind. They are all without knowledge. They are mute dogs, and they can't bark, dreaming, lying down, loving to slumber. Yes, the dogs are greedy. They can never have enough. They are shepherds who can't understand. They have all turned to their way, each one to his own gain, from every quarter. Come, they say, I will get wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow will be as today, great beyond measure. Okay. 1Corinthians chapter 13. I'm actually going to read the last verse of 1 Corinthians 12. But earnestly desire the best gifts, and moreover, I show a most excellent way to you. Chapter 13. If I speak with the languages of men and of angels, but don't have love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and know all the mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but I don't have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my goods to feed the poor, and if I give my body to be burned, but don't have love, it profits me nothing. Love is patient and is kind. Love doesn't envy. Love doesn't brag, is not proud, doesn't behave itself inappropriately, doesn't seek its own way, is not provoked, and takes no account of evil, doesn't rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will be done away with. Where there are various languages, they will cease. Where there is knowledge, it will be done away with. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is complete has come, then that which is partial will be done away with. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I felt as a child. I thought as a child. Now that I have become a man, I have put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, even as I was fully known. But now faith, hope, and love remain, these three. The greatest of these is love. All right, Psalm chapter 97, verses 8 through 12. Zion heard and was glad. The daughters of Judah rejoiced because of your judgments, Yahweh. For you, Yahweh, are most high above all the earth. You are exalted above all gods. You who love Yahweh hate evil. He preserves the soul of his saints. He delivers them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Be glad in Yahweh, you righteous people. Give thanks to his holy name. Be glad in Yahweh. Be glad. Don't be afraid of his judgments. If you are truly believing in God, in Jesus, if your heart is truly tethered to him, be glad. Have no fear. Now, back to 1 Corinthians. I bet you thought you were going to get away without me giving a little mini lecture here. I learned something long ago, and it was very powerful for me. And it might be helpful for any of you out there, or any of you who would like to share this idea. We are called to be love. That is the most important commandment, right? So I was taught long ago that when we read, love is patient and love is kind, love doesn't envy, love doesn't brag, love is not proud, and it goes on and on and on. Instead of the word love, we insert our name. And then we can find out, are we truly loving? So here's my example. Natalie is patient. Natalie is kind. Natalie doesn't envy. Natalie doesn't brag. Natalie is not proud. Natalie doesn't behave herself inappropriately. Natalie doesn't seek her own way. Natalie is not provoked. And Natalie takes no account of evil. Natalie doesn't rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. Natalie bears all things. Natalie believes all things. Natalie hopes in all things. And Natalie endures all things. So I can tell you that I am some of those things, but I am not all. And so in my journey in this life, to be love for people, I have a lot to work on. Those who follow me that know me personally, you know exactly which ones Natalie is not. So I think we all have things to work on. And with that, I also try and give myself a little bit of grace, because Jesus is perfect love. And I am not Jesus. I'm Natalie. But I'm going to try. And I'm going to try. And then I'm going to try again. I'm not giving up. Because I know His way is the right way. Love is the answer. So, thank you for stopping by today. Please come back for tomorrow, which will be day 172. Have a fantastic day today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.